Managing to squeeze burly rugby players into a small aircraft was no mean feat for the SA Rugby Legends Association recently when they took some former rugby greats across the border to Zimbabwe.
Well, we find ourselves here in Bulawayo, one of the country clubs, playing golf. Feels like we're in the middle of Africa in the desert. It's very hot today, so looking forward to the game today.
Today is about raising a little bit of money, raising a little bit of awareness around rugby in Zimbabwe. It's about bringing all the rugby players together under a different brand, and it's about having a bit of fun and enjoying time together.
SALA and the Rugby Legends are always on hand to help support worthy causes. In this case, a gala dinner to raise funds for the Hartsfield Rugby Stadium in Bulawayo.
Our asset is old and it's in need of repair, and this charity tonight, this support and fundraiser will be specifically for that refurbishment.
The next day, it was time to dust off the rugby boots and to help legendary coach Ian McIntosh pass on rugby skills to future talent.
Come to sow a seed here. Rugby has been dying in this province, and it used to be a very, very strong province. 5 Springboks came out of Marabeleland Rugby, which is this province, and we had many Rhodesian players over the years, and now it's died a lot. So this young committee they've put in are very vibrant, they're enthusiastic, they have a mission to get it back on their feet. So that is the real reason we came, was to just help them uplift it, and I think today would have gone a long way to doing that. I think the big thing about Legends is that we're there to, these players are putting back into the game what they received. They do it for nothing, and to date I think it must be well over 60,000 children that we've coached at clinics like this. As you know, we've got VUCA rugby going in the province. At province, I think 80 odd teams playing in the townships. That's really tangible, really good stuff. They're starting it now in KwaZulu-Natal, and then they're going to spread it through the country. So, and what's more, it's a game for all people. I love the word rugby at this stage, rugby for Africa, and it belongs to all of us, and there's such much talent out there that's untapped.
And to show these youngsters exactly how to play the game, later on in that day, the SA Rugby Legends were to take the field at the historic Hartsfield Stadium for a classics match against the Zimbabwe Legends.
Hartsfield is celebrating 75 years, its 75th anniversary this weekend. As I've just said, it's a ground with a lot of rugby history, but it is pretty much unchanged. This ground hasn't changed in 35 years, and unfortunately it's a reflection of the game. So whilst it's a ground with all this history, it has so much unrealized potential.
It's been fantastic. It's always good to come back here. It's, the people here have been through a really tough time. There's not a lot happening in Bulawayo, so to come here and be able to give a bit back, and you look at the crowd, the number of people, kids that came out to the clinic today, just shows they're really thirsty for passing on the knowledge, and for me it's been fantastic. We settled in the Natal Midlands, in the Kalkloof area, and I think that was really where I was exposed to rugby, because having come from Rhodesia, where you weren't allowed to play rugby, you had to play soccer first and then rugby sort of as you got older. What hit me most was how much rugby meant to the South Africans, and I think I just thrived on that.
Well, I was very relieved that I wasn't playing. I think there are going to be some very sore bodies tomorrow morning, but perhaps they'll be relieved that they're still alive. But it was a great game of rugby.
People have to understand that if you played rugby, you've got a mate for life. It doesn't matter who you played with or against, you had a mate for life. And that's exactly what it is. When you played against a person, he became a mate, and then that's for life. And that's what Legends is all about. Yeah.
The Zimbabwe trip would not have been possible without the generous support of very special SALA friends. So a big thank you to Gavin Varegis and Richmark, Val Bartman and Fidelity Security, Kevin Derrick and Servest, and Gary Teichman and Teichman Civils.